Miyao.
There we go. That's going to be an awesome match.
Representing Cicero Costa, Joao, Miyao.
Backstage and they loving it, you know, they having a great
И его соперник,
and
представляющий ASBJJ,
the coach not bothering them,
Osvaldo, Moizinho,
which is cool. Literally.
and his opponent, representing ASBJJ, Osvaldo, Moizinho.
Sits right away.
So the rule is not the next touch.
There's no penalty.
Kishin doing the hook, trying to get the hip control from underneath. Trying to do a spin and try to take the leg drag.
Great grips by Cashinho on the double unders. He has both hands on the top of Joao's pants. I'm sorry, his belt. Wow. From my angle, it looked like he had the pants, but now he has the belt. That's an interesting grip.
It's amazing how those guys are just like
So agile.
underneath us.
So agile.
And so assertive. Like everything that they do is with some meaning, have a direction. A lot of ability and timing. Miyao on top. Sorry guys, did you just drop the microphone down?
I'm too excited. Joao now looking to be pretty aggressive in this guard. Oh, then he sits back down.
I find it so difficult to follow what they're doing. I cannot, my eyes cannot follow, man.
Cashinho has beaten the Miyaos 4 times, and he only has 1 loss against them. And
Amazing.
he's actually a black belt under 4 different people. Tanquinho for Misha, Tatu, the founders of Soul Fighters. Joao is coming off some big wins. He has the LA Grand Slam that he won, the No-Gi Worlds. He fought in several different rule sets this year. The IBJJF, the EBI, the 5 grappling, the UAEJJF, Grapplers Quest, and now the Burku. And he's one of those competitors that does a great job no matter the rule set, no matter the organization. He finds a way to make it happen. And I think that's really a true testament to his passion for the sport and doing what he loves. Moizinho, but no stranger to their game. Like I said, he's come out 4 times between the brothers with only 1 loss.
What I like in this match is that how open they just go for it, and they're not afraid of getting any banging position.
Right.
This shows how much confidence they have in their movement.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I think that's a product of just constantly drilling it over and over and over again. Guys get really close to the commentary station. Vinny Magalhaes, your official for the evening. For those of you that are just tuning in, this is the first black belt gi match of the evening. Our fifth on the card.
That's very nice move. Those guys
A lot of high-paced action
is so
going on.
agile.
He's so savvy in his approach. Looks like Joao trying to grab the lapel of Moizinho.
It's like Joao wraps around him, and then suddenly he just undo it. He just like know the answer.
Under 10 minutes remaining in this match.
We've had some surprising submissions so far.
Yeah, I'd say so. Coming at you from Moscow, Russia, Berkut 2. Most stack card jiu-jitsu's ever seen.
Nice position. Applying the pressure. It's amazing how they have answers for every little movement that happens in a split second. And complete different.
Hours of drilling. Hours. I've trained with the Miyaos before, and then what they do is they do over 10-minute, 5-minute intervals. So, I'm sorry, over 10 5-minute intervals of just them going back and forth, drilling specific positions, specific situations.
So easy. I'd rather do a specific training drill. I think it's more challenging for me. So every time that I try to develop a new technique, or if I want to improve my technique, if I want to train something, instead of drilling with a dead body or dead body, I want to put myself in a certain situation so I can kind of practice with real reaction, so I can feel how would they feel in a real situation. And like that is a challenge of every time.
Yeah.
It's not a repetition, it's not boring. That's just my personality. I think people just need to do the way that they feel they improve the most, and I wish I could do more of those as well, because I'm sure we'll get much better timing. Now, Joao is holding the lapel, wrapping around the leg. Limiting the movement of Moizinho.
I think Vinny might try to take the belt away from Moizinho, because I can see that maybe preventing some movements of his.
I do some of what Miyao is doing right now. It's pretty cool.
So now do some of what you're doing.
Every lapel game changed since the first time I used it against the real dope fundamental models, remember?
Yes.
It opened up a little extra light in the tunnel.
That was when,
things.
right, that was when the world really was exposed to some of this risk, because you shut a lot of his game down.
Yeah,
He was getting very frustrated.
it was the only. I have been developed this lapel guard for a while, and I didn't want to use in competition because I knew the impact that it would cause, because it would be a very hard way of dealing with. So I was trying to develop more before I kind of open up, so I can always be ahead in the game. But on the week before of the Metamoris, when I fought Andre Galvão in the semifinal, I after the fight, I had I ripped my ligament in my right hand, and I couldn't grip, even though I won the fight. But one of the breaking the grips, my ligament of my right hand, so I lost the grip fighting. So I had to do something to compensate. So I have to put that game that I've been developing, put it in exposed. So that's what I have to use against one of the greatest of the period.
In the game.
It's a pressure pass. Rodolfo winning the world championship, absolute. I had to do something about it. So it worked, and it opened up a lot of doors for a lot of people to kind of see as a reference, and then added their own little tricks, and then it's just so many things.
So many intricacies from that position.
That's the beauty of jiu-jitsu.
Right. A plethora of positions to pull from just a solid base. And you're right. From that match, I've seen just a lot of exposure with the belt. And as we can see here, both athletes are really utilizing it. And
it's a way of stopping a pressure pass with a full control that the guy cannot just disappear or surprise you at anyhow.
yeah.
So you have a very good reference. It's like when you're inside of a dark room and you have something holding, so you know where the person is. You have a reference. It's not like you have nothing in contact, so you cannot get surprised. So it's especially when you do this kind of game that you spin around and you go very bold and spin. It's like you don't see everything. Sometimes it's like you just feel. So if you don't have a reference, so you know where the opponent is trying to do, where he's going, it's hard. So that's what Miyao is doing. He's holding the lapel dialects, that case you cannot just vanish out in front of him. You always control that, try to progress in the fight.
And this is the 6th match on the card. For those of you tuning in, this is the Berkut. You can find Berkut on Facebook as well as on Instagram at Berkut_BJJ, as well as Flow Grappling at Flow Grappling, and your commentators, Braulio Estima at Braulio Estima, and myself, AJ Agazarm at the Florida Boy. Feel free to connect with us and the event and Flow Grappling. We are in our 6th match of the event. Moizinho versus Joao Miyao in the first black belt gi match of the event. You have a lot of, I'm a subscriber for one of your channels that you do. It's Steam in Action. Just a phenomenal site. I love it. I see that you really dissect a lot of these techniques that I've been watching, and particularly the lapel on that website. Can you give us a little bit of insight on that?
Yes, AJ. My website is one of the projects I always wanted to do in a long time. For the fact that I would like to give back the contribution to the jiu-jitsu world. Because I remember when I started back with my professor, Zé Radiola, we didn't have much access.
Right.
There was no YouTube, there was no internet, there was no black belts around.
Right.
The closest black belt was 3 hours away by airplane. So I remember how it was priceless to have a contact with a black belt. How good that was with that by
Nice jump by Moizinho.
So it's I felt the need, if I had that option, that opportunity to get access easily from a different source that could give me a reference or a guide.
At the convenience of your fingertips.
It would be much better for me. I would get there much easier. So that's why And so the way that I like to do as well, I don't just teach a technique so you can just go there and copy. I like to show the principles and the concepts of what it's all about, so you can develop your own way towards it. So if you are small, if you are tall, if you're big, if you're short, it doesn't matter. You can just get the concept, try to apply the way that you do, because that's what I believe that jiu-jitsu is all about.
Right.
And with that, you also see me training with different people with different level, from white belts to black belts, world champions, and seeing those techniques that I've been showing daily,
happening in his
So
training.
you can see how I can adapt with a different kind of game, different kind of weight, level, so you can see the concepts even more.
Right.
So that's the difference really in the steaming action.
Let me pick your brain here in this situation here. I see that Joao is being relentless in passing the lapel underneath the leg of Moizinho. And he tries to get a berimbolo attempt here. I don't see him doing kind of like a stand up with the lapel. Maybe a back attack take. Are there any submissions that you think that?
Well, I have a very good one from that position, to be honest, which would be the guess. Let's see if we guess what I could come up from that.
I mean, you have
The steamer lock.
oh, okay,
For sure.
the classic steamer lock.
Yeah. But what Joao is doing is trying to secure Moizinho's right leg, wrapping around and stick to his left leg as a reference, as a lever point to keep blocking his hips. So when he wraps around, at the moment he's trying to secure, look, he wrapped around, so now his left leg is stuck. So Moizinho cannot rip the leg away, unless if the grip is out of Miyao. Okay? So that left leg is stuck on the back of his armpit, so he's stuck. Moizinho cannot pass the grab right now. So you need to break the grip first before the grip. And Miyao in the other way, now he's just still at the moment, but when he starts to wrap around the leg, that's when he can go to the berimbolo and up on the 50-50 up on the back. Like right now, like he's trying to get under the so
We only have 20 seconds left for him to make that happen.
Well, at the moment now, time is a little bit against for any kind of submission.
Well, 15 minutes have passed, and we are not seeing any submission by any of the. So we will move to.
Время. Time.
For those of you that are just tuning in, because there was no submission in the first 15 minutes of this match, we will now have 5 minutes added to the clock, and points will be a factor to score points, and after at least either A, get a takedown, B, secure mount, or C, get a attack the back, both hooks in the back. There is also 2 points awarded to athletes that will get a submission attempt, get a solid submission attempt where it's clear that opponent is defending. All right, the minute break is up. We are moving back to the action, and 5 minutes is getting put on the clock.
Now points is on. Now the strategy is completely different. So you notice a lot of the fighters be more worried about exposing kind of grips. That was
No takedown was awarded for that.
what do you think?
Joao is very savvy when it comes to pulling guard before it can be deemed as a takedown. And I think that he did that.
Yeah. I think it was a takedown.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe we can get a replay on that takedown. Let's take a look at that replay. Action's being started up again.
There's no advantage on this match, so I wonder how the match will go. Because how it usually goes on advantage on ACBJJ, right?
Right, there are no advantages that will be awarded here. 0 advantages. And we both know that both athletes really favor those advantages in the ACBJJ situation. Kishinyu dealing with a little bit of blood. They're going to stop the match and address the blood issue. I'd like to see a replay of that takedown in the meantime.
Or the jab guard. Or the pulling guard.
Or the pulling guard, as I say it. Stone cold look of Joao.
Do you think has an advantage right now, position-wise?
I think Joao's been on the attack, but Kishinyu's he's answering everything, and it's just so close. It's difficult to say. Three and a half minutes left.
Nice grip down. Just try to go to the brain ball using the lapel. It's a good way of doing it.
Really needs to yank that leg across his head.
It's a nice spin there. Good. 50-50. Kishin defends very well. That's a very good base here that Miyao has having the bottom leg control, so Kishin cannot. Now switch sides, well defended by Kishin.
Joao being coached by his brother and Rafael Naves, while Kishinyu being coached by Samir. Samir and Paulo will be taking the mat soon as well. 2 minutes remaining.
He's so flexible. The base is amazing that Kishin has. Even though Kishin has been much more, spending more time on the top, Joao's been more offensive in my opinion.
What do you think that Kishinyu can do to possibly pass the guard of Joao?
It's so difficult to
It's
pass
so
on,
difficult, right?
on the jumps. You cannot give space. You need to smash pass. You need to control the hips. You need to glue the hips. You know, if Joao's hips is free, look what he does. He just like spins around. Look, his hips just go up, down, side, side. It's all about the hips. If the hips is stuck, you know, you can dig your way through. You cannot just jump and clear like Toriano pass.
It's all about the hips.
And also,
It's going to be my next Instagram caption.
it's still an action. But can see also, Miyao is doing a great job of wrapping around that goal.
Oh,
That's a very good shot.
there are no points awarded, but can he attack the submission from here? Oh boy, looking to get the back now in these last 30 seconds. Really inching up the action here.
Now Miyao is fighting to put the hips on the floor, fighting to push the hips away. See, now look, the fight is all about the hips now. Now he's pushing hips away, and then Kishin pulling the back. These are when you see when things goes like
15 seconds remaining. This is going to be a tough one to call, and will be made decision by Vini Magalhães. Could you imagine if the pace was kept up the whole entire match?
The footlock.
Time is not.
That was pretty much a factual people to the footlock because none of them was back in the a good match. Very technical as usual, as always.
We will have an official referee's decision here shortly.
Can be a draw. Can be a draw, or just you have to be one.
It will be a referee's decision.
Yeah.
В этой схватке мы не смогли определить победителя, поэтому официально ничья.
Just for even fight, to be honest.
In a match like that, I think it's very too difficult to.
Okay, Osvaldo, it was a draw,
Освальдо,
so
бой
what
не
can you say
увидел
about this
победителя.
fight?
Согласны ли вы с
Do you
решением
agree with the
судей?
judge's decision?
Yeah, I think I did my best. I try as much as I could.
Думаю,
to
да,
get
я
the
сделал
victory,
все
to get the
возможное,
submission.
чтобы провести submission, но мой
But I think
оппонент
my
один из лучших
opponent
в мире, он
he's
также
one of
выложился
the
на
best too. I think he did
все 100%.
his best.
А не получилось
And
провести
unfortunately didn't get
submission. Надеюсь,
the
зрителям понравился
submission,
наш
but
бой. Я действительно делал все
I
возможное,
hope
но
the
не
people
получилось
like the fight.
закончить раньше.
I just did my best, and unfortunately I couldn't finish.